Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 35 of It's No Secret Podcast Live. We are your hosts, Shars, Teresa, and Bianca Rose. Say hello, ladies.
Hey, hey.
Hello.
Welcome back, Shar. I feel like I'm saying this every other fucking episode right now. Welcome back,
It feels
Shar.
like
No,
it.
just kidding.
Sorry, guys. My life's a bit hectic.
Hectic. A bit hectic right now. No, it's good to see your face again. Hopefully, everything's going well.
I guess we'll
We're
get to
getting
that.
there.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah,
We'll get
we'll
to
get
that.
to that.
Shout out to everyone who is already watching us on either Facebook, Instagram, or our YouTube live. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. Hopefully, we have another entertaining show for you guys today. But if you have watched us before, you know that we always start with our highs and lows. Of course, we're going to start with our lows first so that we can boost us up afterwards. So, Shari, you get to go first. What is
So
your
my
low?
low for this week
No, she came
was today.
prepared.
Oh,
Came
I'm prepared. Was today. The first day of school and work was fucking chaotic.
Mhm.
So we're just
That's what
gonna
happens
hope.
when you work at a school.
Oh man. Yeah. It was It tested all of my gangster today. So
Really? Okay.
yeah.
Was it like
It
students
definitely
or coworkers or just like
Both.
traffic?
mainly coworkers. Mainly
Oh.
coworkers. I mean, like
You're
you
like,
gotta
it's too
get to
soon
know
for the
all the
kids.
kids. And it was like first day, like get to see all the new little babies. Like that part was exciting, but
Yeah.
just the systems, procedures, all of that, and then a coworker, then ones. Everybody got that
Everyone
one.
got
Yes.
the
And that
one.
one,
Everybody has the one. Everybody.
that one tested my gangster today. But in hindsight, I still have a job. So
That's
we
Mm.
know
good.
who I win.
They tested it, but they failed. Nah.
They failed.
Oh, man.
T, what's your low?
My low is actually related to school starting, but it's the damn traffic. The traffic's back already. I was loving this
Mhm.
summer and driving to work and home with no traffic. Boy, is that shit over. This morning, I was like, I'm running late and I'm usually early, like to work. So, yeah, that shit sucks. B.
Yeah, it was a lot of first days of schools. My brother actually started his last first day of school today. So
He's a senior in high
Mhm.
school. Congrats,
My
brother.
little big brother.
Yeah, your little big brother. That's cute. Oh, congrats. What's your low, B?
My low is that one of my plants is sick.
Did you put
So
it in quarantine?
she is back in quarantine.
Okay.
I had to I was sitting out on the patio like yesterday or the day before yesterday to took her out the pot and assess her little roots. I was like, let me check the soil, let me do all this. So I treated her, did some clippings and trimmings, and then I put her back into quarantine. And so she's been in there ever since, thinking about what she's done, being a little slut somehow, getting sick. I don't know what she's got.
What? Aw.
But yeah, so I've been playing plant mommy,
Slut.
trying to figure out what the hell's wrong with this damn plant because she's one of my expensive ones and I can't just let that one go.
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh, that one wasn't a part of Girl Math.
She was girl math, but it was still a pretty penny. And I can't admit that out loud.
Okay. Fair enough. Touche. Shout out to Nikita. She said school traffic is garbage in all capitals. See, she feels me.
Mhm.
Garbage.
Garbage. I heard her
Garbage.
say that way.
Yes, garbage. Oh man. All right, let's switch it up then. Shar, what's your high?
My high was that it was the first day of school today. And
The same as your low. Got it. That's good.
and my babies started school today. It was their first day, and it's their first and last time ever being in school together.
Oh.
as far as I can see it.
Oh, wow.
Because
Yeah.
she's TK and he's 5th grade and they're not that close in age. So this will be the only time they'll ever be
At the same
in school together.
school.
Unless,
Oh.
yeah. So it was kind of like, one of those moments where I was like, oh, this is like a full circle moment. Like I remember when he started and now
Yeah.
like they're both here together. Like I definitely had a moment last night, like thinking about it. I was like,
Aw.
oh, my babies. So yeah, it was nice to see them start their 5th and TK journey today and have their uniforms on and
That's so cute.
cutesy.
I remember
That
on
was
my first day of school, I would
Okay.
sleep in my uniform. I would be excited for the
Would
first day of
you?
school.
That's so
Yeah.
cute.
my kids were like not having it. So she was like, I'm scared. I don't want to go. He was like, I gotta get up. Yes, get the hell up. We gotta go.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but it was overall the mommy excitement, not so much like them wanting to get up and go. But
Yeah.
it was
It's a very memorable
yeah.
moment.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's a moment
Love
mom
that.
is going to remember forever.
Yes.
Yeah, actually,
My
my
babies is
mom,
growing.
we always make fun of her because everyone would always post everyone's back to school pictures, like, oh, first day of school, first day
Mhm.
of school. And the only picture that my mom was able to get of my brother is on the Ring camera leaving for school.
No way. Hey,
Because
it
he gets
counts.
up early and he
That's
just
so good. My
goes.
He
He's
was
sister.
like
on his
so
way to
like
school. It counts.
so she posted a picture of him leaving him from the Ring camera.
Good job, mom. Good job. She still captured the moment, okay? I don't care what anybody says.
Take your wins where you can.
Exactly. All right, so my
What about you?
high this week is actually today. Today marks 14 years ago that we did the very first episode of Peaches and Cream, which was my first podcast. But yeah, that was 14 years ago today. I
Wow.
know. I was like, fuck. I've been podcasting for that long and it's gone nowhere. Like
It's like a roller coaster though of an
it
experience.
has. And we took a lot of pauses in between. We went through different eras of
Mhm.
Peaches and Cream, and then Peaches and Cream went away, and I started Unconcealed, and that only lasted a couple episodes because then I popped out another baby. Like, yeah, it's just, yeah, it's crazy. Unc's in chat. Hey, Unc. But yeah, like 14 years.
That's
14
wild.
fucking years.
And considering
That is a
podcast
long
14
time.
years ago is not, as big as
We
it
were
is
the
now.
originators. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck what anybody says.
Definitely
We
were.
were podcasting when nobody was podcasting.
I love
So,
that. We got
yeah,
pioneer women on this
that's
podcast,
right.
ladies and gentlemen.
And we're still trying to
Yes,
pioneer. We're still trucking along.
look, me 2 kids later.
3. Well, 2 really, because I already had
You
Junior.
should have done like a little then and now of like the podcast or of
Ooh.
like how you were with that first podcast episode and
Mm-hmm.
now and just be like, how much have we changed?
We were nervous as
The
hell.
evolution.
We were nervous as
Look,
hell that
the
day.
evolution.
Yeah, the evolution was real because, man, I'm in my
Real.
grown woman era now, okay?
Mm.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was my high, was realizing that today. I was like, "Wait a minute, today's the 13th of August. Like, this is my podcast anniversary day."
Aw.
Yeah. So,
I love it.
We popped our
yes.
cherry.
Hey, what's your high?
My high is that this entire weekend, well, not this entire weekend, but this weekend was a full moon, so I was feeling very much high vibrations. I was
Saturday night.
happy. Yeah, it was just good. I stayed home. It was very relaxing for the most part. I did my little naked dance under the moon,
Oh, okay.
theoretically speaking.
Recharged.
I was charging my crystals and my chakras.
Nice. Nice.
No, I just love it. It was a good energy. I liked it. The weather
Good.
was nice. I just sat out on the patio and chilled.
Is Mercury out of retrograde yet?
It's always in the microwave, and don't y'all ever forget it.
Mercury's in Gatorade again. Is it out yet?
No, I
It's
actually don't
soon
think.
though, right?
No, I don't
It's
think it's
supposed to
out
get
yet.
out soon.
I don't know. I joke about it too much to keep up with it, and it's like,
She knows.
I don't want to. I'm about to fact check, but I don't think it's out
Okay.
yet.
I'm like, that
how
should be
long does
something
it
out of
stay in
Gatorade.
retrograde?
It just depends.
Is it out?
Oh, it actually ended August 11th.
Oh, for the
It
full
just
moon, so it
ended.
was
So
out of
yeah,
retrograde, and that's why the vibes were so
Yeah.
good.
This is why the vibes have been better,
Yeah.
B. There you go. All good things. All good things.
but we're in the post shadow, so you can still feel the effects until the 25th.
Oh, everything lingers, and that's fine. That's a problem for future me.
Oh, future me. Oh man. Okay, so before we get into our topic of the day, there's this video that I came across on TikTok that apparently went viral. That I really, really want to get your opinions on. Especially those of our folks who clock in every week for us in the chat. I really, really want to know what you guys think about this video. So I saved the video and I'm going to play it for everybody here so we can all watch it. It's a short clip, but it's interesting to say the least. I'll just preface it that way. I don't want to ruin anything. All right, so here we go. Here we go.
Call it what you want, but I do not believe a woman who is out of shape deserves to be in a relationship. When it comes to love, there are rules one must abide by, and the first one is love thy neighbor as you love yourself. So if you cannot love yourself enough to make sure you are physically fit, emotionally fit, spiritually fit, baby, you are not qualified to love anybody else. Feel how you want.
Feel how you want.
I feel some type of way about that.
Okay, tell us, B. How do you
Well-
feel about that?
Well, no, because her first thing was like, you don't deserve love if you are not physically fit. But then she kind of backtracks it and says, love yourself, emotionally fit, spiritually fit. And it's like,
yeah.
okay, so then what do you, because I'm those other things. I may not be physically fit, but I am those other things.
Mm.
So
Jada just said, I'll just kill myself.
but also physically fit, like, what does that even mean? Like, is she referring to like a size wise, or is she meaning like the physicality of like, I may be overweight, but I can still lift weights. I can still like do active things.
Based on her
So-
looks and her outfit, I don't think that's what
She was fucking body shaming like
Yes.
shit. And she just didn't want the big girl community to come for that ass. And so she backtracked a little bit. But at the end of the day, like, you don't know why people are overweight.
Mhm.
So stop with that bullshit. Like, you don't know what someone's health issues are, which is causing that. Like, people, and like, I get, like, feel how you feel about shit, but like, not everything needs to be brought to the forefront.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to speak upon everything. Like, your opinion doesn't fucking matter at the end of the day.
The first thing that I thought when I heard that first part come out her mouth of, if you're not physically fit, like, you don't deserve to be in a relationship. The first thing I thought, I was like, what big girl took your man, girl?
that
Because that's what that's giving right now. Like, who took your man? What big girl you jealous of, girl? Because, like, come on. Really?
And
Yeah.
again, I mean, bringing the physicality of it. What is it when we were in COVID? There was like a joke going around of like, back in the 1800s, it was a good thing to be a bigger person because it indicated
girl,
wealth.
yeah.
Now you just ate really good because you could afford to eat really good. That still applies now. I eat good, baby.
Well, I mean, and love just, it's not a one size fits all. Like, it comes in all shapes and sizes. You love who you love. Some people love skinny fit people. Some people love, someone who's a little more
I was gonna say
fluffy.
shit. I think the big girls get more love than
Thank
anybody.
you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like these girls with the bodies that, are being sculpted now, but the bodies that are out now, like those are thicker women that can actually
Mhm.
naturally develop those bodies. Like most people are having plastic surgery to look like that.
Yep.
So really? And who
Mhm.
the fuck are you to tell people who deserves what?
Honestly, and you're gonna take that as a value, but then like, I mean, it same goes for like men. Like, oh, if you aren't physically fit, then you don't deserve love. But they're also like double standard. Like men, if you don't have money, you don't deserve love. Like if you
Right.
look this way, you don't deserve love. If you believe this, you don't deserve love. Like, okay, maybe not love from you, but from
Mhm.
somebody.
Mhm. Real quick, catching us up on the comments over here. Team Heartthrob said, someone who can walk more than 3 minutes without stopping. G.
That's physically fit.
Fitness D. He said physically fitness D. He said, I love me some tortas. Yes.
See?
Amen. But like, I was so bothered by that video. Like, I was just like, bitch. Like, that was literally my first reaction. I was like, oh, that's like, that's
Literally.
how you
I
want
was
to
like, yeah,
be.
no, exit.
I said, don't put that on my
Look,
feed. Don't
exit.
fuck up my
Bye.
algorithm.
Well, the nice thing is I saw it because other people were posting their reactions to it, and I was glad that it was the reactions that were landing on my For You page and not the actual first video. But
My For You
yes.
page is all of Alexander Hamilton, women dressing up as Alexander Hamilton. So my algorithm is a little bit off
Why?
because it's the 10th
Why?
anniversary of Hamilton. So,
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
and it's just funny to see
Interesting.
women dressing up as him. It's funny.
Going back to this girl, can I say that it also bothered me that she tried to get real spiritual with it after she said
Love
the
that
first
neighbor like
statement?
you love yourself.
Yeah, like you want to get biblical.
But you talking about
Thank
people.
you.
How, like, those two things don't even go together.
Mhm.
They don't.
Because never was it like again, like, if we're addressing the elephant in the room, right? You want to talk about people being big girls or whatever, non-fit, if you're physically unfit, whatever the fuck she wanted that to mean. Like, you never again address that maybe people are that way for certain reasons, right? Like, I'm not talking to those girls. Like, maybe like clarify some shit, clean it up a little bit. But you wanted to clean it up in a different kind of way
Mhm.
that made you look stupid.
Oh,
Yep.
and
Pretty much. That's how I
once
felt.
I decided I was gonna bring this to the show, I was like, let me do a little homework because she did another video and doubled down on what she said
Oh.
and was saying like, in the Bible, blah blah. I was like, don't even. That's when I was like, I can't watch anymore.
The Jada Countessa on Instagram said, "Why film it, watch it back, and post something so uneducated?"
Film it, watch it back,
Like,
and
you
say
knew this was
is a good
intentional then.
idea.
You had a second chance when you watched it back and you thought this was a good idea.
Well,
But people will do anything for some
clout.
attention.
And I mean, it worked. We're talking about it on our podcast, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit went viral real quick. So I mean, she got what she wanted, but she's probably gonna get a lot of backlash on top of it.
Have y'all ever heard of that girl Pearl
Mm-mm.
on TikTok, YouTube, just the internet in general? There's this girl Pearl, and I think she's like late 20s now, but she has like this very firm stance, this very firm conservative stance as to like women not only belong in a traditional role, but a very extremely submissive and almost like a disrespectful kind of, like, she just disrespects women. She's like, we don't deserve anything. We need to bow to these men. We need to do this, and that. Men want us to do this, and blah 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 blah. But everyone's like, okay, but you're still single, so clearly you're not what the men want either.
Because men like a woman that talk big. Trust me.
She doubles down on what she believes. It's crazy.
They like a little spicy
They
woman
do.
Who wants to be with a bored
All
ass
that other shit
submissive
is
woman?
boring
and
I mean,
anymore.
don't get me wrong. Submissive to a degree,
Yes.
yes, but like totally, utterly like submissive, like absolutely
No.
not.
I'm
I
gonna let you walk all over me.
I don't think I know anybody who is that submissive. I barely know people who are traditional nowadays. So to see someone that is so extremely farly conservative in that aspect, that it disrespects women and she is okay with that because she's like, good, go back to your fucking role,
Wow.
is
She's like, know
crazy.
your place, bitch. No, just kidding.
Yeah, and she doubles down on it.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Well,
Mm-mm.
I
if
learned
I
an
see her, she
interesting
pops up on my, people responding videos.
I learned an interesting fact that I didn't know or I didn't realize. Like, did you know that like women it wasn't until I think it was 74 or something like that, where women were allowed to open their own checking accounts without a man co-signing?
Mhm. It has not. It's been like maybe 50 years since
Yeah.
women started actually getting rights.
I'm like, that was not
Yeah.
that long ago.
Women couldn't vote till what, the late
It's wild.
60s? Like,
It
yeah. And now they're trying to do,
Now
and
we're trying to go
now
backwards.
the crazy part, now we're going backwards because now like he's doing the whole if you're together for 5 year thing, like now you're supposedly legally married if like you're with someone for 5 years, and like that's all because they're trying to take away, like if you're married you don't have like all these rights when you're married, so now like that's forcing people to be married, people who just live in like these relationships or whatever you want to call them. But like now he's like forcing people to be married because now if you're married, women lose all of these rights.
Especially
And
if
it's
you
like,
changed your
I'm
last
just gonna,
name.
mm,
I'm gonna stay single,
Yeah,
boss.
like they're trying to remove married women's rights to vote. So, like, if you got married and you
Mhm.
changed your last name, what they're trying to implement is if your current last name that you have on your identification doesn't match what's on your birth certificate, then you're not truly proving
Yeah.
that that's you.
mm.
So,
I
you're
feel
not
like that
allowed.
was someone like, was it Michelle that had that problem with her passport where her last name didn't
Oh,
match
yeah.
the birth certificate or
Mhm.
something like that? So the problems are already happening.
Yep.
That's why I stopped watching The Handmaid's Tale. It got too scary, too real,
It's
too
too real.
fast. It
Yeah.
started out as a good joke, a great joke even, but no thank you. I actually
We're
have
getting way too close to
one of
funny.
the books in the library over here, but yeah, I was like, I can't keep watching this because this is actually real. Or maybe I should watch it
Happening.
just so I can like prepare and see how it ends. Like,
Right.
fuck, where am I
How am
20
I
years
gonna get out of this
20
shit?
years from now?
Yeah, what do I need to do to survive?
Yeah, what do I need to do to prepare? It's so fucking
Oh,
scary. I stopped watching Handmaid's Tale because it got too real too fast.
it did. It's very
Mhm.
do you know the other day, you know how you get scam calls all fucking day long nowadays? I got a scam call from Gilead in I forgot what
That's
state.
not
I was
funny.
like,
That's not
"Gilead?
funny.
Gilead? Babe, you see this? It says Gilead." Like,
Mm-mm.
it's starting.
Nope.
Oh, in the chat,
Mhm.
Jada Countessa on the video said nobody wants her. Exactly. She's
See,
just
she
trying
knows
to
who Pearl is.
Mhm.
There's like that man, that misogynistic man. If y'all know his name, I think it's like
Amen?
Andrew Tate or something. Oh yes, Andrew Tate. I knew if I said it out
I
loud.
just said amen.
Amen.
Just one?
Just one,
That's
because he
misogynist?
is also very misogynistic, and it is wild.
Oh. Those types of videos would piss me the fuck off if I watched
Mm.
them. Yeah, I'm glad my algorithm don't give me
Mhm.
those because even this one pissed me off, and like I said, I was getting the reactions, which were great, by the way. Uh, yeah, definitely gotta watch those reactions if you get a moment. Uncle said, "I think people do it for the views." Absolutely, they
Mhm.
do. And Jada Contessa said, "I don't look good in the hood."
I look good in the hood, but not a hood.
You wouldn't be a handmaid, though.
Why not?
I mean, because isn't it for people, like, that have done things well, I guess we've all done
No,
things out of
they are
wedlock.
childbearing ages.
Because how do the Marthas become Marthas? This is a whole 'nother episode we gotta get into.
Let's get into it now.
Because
What are we
y'all
talking
losing
about?
me.
Hold on. Where? Put your place.
How did the
Sort
Marthas
your
become
houses. Go to
Marthas?
your divergence. What?
I know, right? Where's my phone? No, just kidding. I'm like, how did the Marthas become
Because
Marthas?
like the handmaids are like of childbearing age, so anywhere from
They've
like
also sinned and done things out of wedlock.
Are you sure?
Yes, because the ones that are married and have kids and all of that are the main chicks, whatever the fuck they're called.
The
I
commander's
hope there's
wives.
people out there lost me.
Shari's like, I'm lost, bitches.
My mom in the
Lost.
chat.
Your mom said, girl, we would be the ones hanging on the wall. Ain't that
I know that's right. I don't know how to
bullshit?
shut my fucking mouth.
Oh shit. Okay. Enough handmaids though. We need to get Shari to watch Handmaids first so we can
At least like the first
No.
season, just so you get like the grounds of it, and just because even the first season,
The first
you can have very
season.
strong opinions about.
Fuck yeah. The first season. Man. Anyway. All right. So today we're going to be talking about book smarts versus street smarts. Okay.
Mm.
And we're going to do little scenarios later. But before we get into that, what does school smart actually mean?
You went to school. You got an
went to
education.
school. You got
You got an education.
I'm thinking like degrees, right? Like you didn't just go to school. You went to like
Yes, you furthered your
furthered your
education.
education. Okay.
Yes.
Street smart.
Life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shit life has taught you, right?
Mhm.
This living
Yeah.
has taught you. Okay, so do you guys think that street smart is just another way of saying common sense?
No.
Okay, why not?
Because to that point, I think like street smart involves some type of problem solving type of skill set, whereas common sense is like, no, don't touch the stove, it's fucking hot. That's not street smart.
But that's not common sense for a lot of people.
Common sense is not so common
So
these
see,
days.
we can
Yeah.
argue that because common sense isn't so common, right? And a lot of things can teach you. I feel like you can do a lot of things in life, right? And keep doing the same shit over and over because you're not
Right.
learning. That's still like street smarts because you're learning through it, but you're gonna keep fucking repeating it because the common sense isn't there
Yeah.
to keep repeating that mistake. So I think they are different.
Yeah.
To a like,
I
yeah,
think
it's still a separation
yes,
between
I
those
think
two.
they're similar in a lot of ways, but for me,
Yeah.
street smarts go a little deeper than common sense. Like common sense is very surface level, like more generalized, like wrong versus right and those types of things, right? Whereas street smart is like actual education that you learn from life. It's actual things you've learned, things you've either mastered or changed about yourself because of things that you learned in life. Jada Countess, I'm sorry, I got to read this one because she said, since you got your degree and you think you know everything. Yes, that's book smart.
And you think you know everything. But Team Heartthrob and on Instagram said school smart is that you learn something. Street smart is surviving your surroundings.
Oh, I like that.
Mm.
I like that. Thank you, Unc.
Well, someone disagrees on YouTube.
Yes. So it's Shisui's back. I'm getting
Shisui!
more comfortable saying it.
Hey!
I think the term street smart is just a coping mechanism for people who weren't smart enough to go to college or further their education. You
Ooh,
must be a
hot
book
take.
smart person. I'm like, you must be a book smart because I disagree with that comment. I disagree that
100%.
street smarts is a coping mechanism because I will say that I've learned a lot more from my life experiences than I did from further education. I can read a book and understand it and be book smart that way, but the things that I've learned from life is not something that I could have learned in a book.
Mm.
Whereas on the streets, we can teach each other book smart type of information. It doesn't work the other way around.
Mm.
in my mind,
Mhm.
in my opinion.
Especially when they try to rewrite your history in every book that you read, or pump you with lies with every book that you read. So if we're just being real about it, like, I even think a lot of the things that we do learn in life about history and all of that comes from the streets. Like, you don't learn
Yeah.
that shit in schools. You don't learn it. They don't tell you what books to read to learn about certain things. So a lot of things are hidden, and it's all word of mouth, right? Which is through your environment and the relationships that you have with people, that you learn different things, even just about things that you should learn in a
Mhm.
book, history and things of that nature, right? So yeah, totally disagree with that. I think that, like T said, like, you can learn one from the other, but you can't learn the
Mm-mm.
other from the other
No.
side. It doesn't work that way.
And to your point, Shari, I'm really glad you said this, because I want to echo this part, is that what we learn from books are what people have chosen for us to learn. It is what is, I mean, let's just say it forced upon us in a sense.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
it gets altered all the time. I mean, even now to this day, they're still trying to pass shit to not educate people about, cultural histories and things of that nature. So I'm like,
There's bills being passed every day as we
yep.
speak that are eliminating certain books and certain authors out of the education system, or book just being published or being in libraries or anything like that. Like, a crap ton. Like, it's so bad that you go on Amazon to buy these books, and these books are like, thin books are like $300 because they don't want you to read these
Yep.
books. Like, it's happening.
It is.
So I think for me, I've never been a huge fan of people who push the book smart thing. Like, I don't come from that. Like, yes, I have a degree and, like, I got my education, so I'm not dumb in that way either. But at the same time, I feel like people who are only book smart cannot have a conversation about life.
Mm.
Like, you can't tell me. So, like, I mean, yeah, we can have a
Right.
conversation, but, like, where do we come to a common ground? I feel like it's really hard to come to a common ground with people who are just fed education through a
Yeah,
book.
and to that point, like, having that book smart, you're only taught that one point of view, and
Yes.
in
Yeah.
retrospect, it's theoretical too, because it's like, I can read a book. Doctors can go to school for years and years and be taught out of their books what's done the right way, but when they get to their clinicals, the rotation, and they have to apply it, once something goes wrong, they don't know. They have to have the experience, and then that real life experience to know how to fix it, because book smart only teaches you the right way or one way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So we have
Girl, we
a
don't even
lot of
talk
chats
about
in
doctors.
Yeah.
IG, and it is going off.
Don't get me started on doctors. We'll be here all
Yeah,
day.
we work with doctors. We know. Data Countess, I want to
Yeah.
start with her comment because she said, "Wow, a hater."
A hater.
Do you want to read some of the other ones, B?
Yeah, Becky Goddess. Hi, Mom. She said, "You learn from experiences better." And Jada Contessa said, "You can have all the knowledge between the pages of a book, and if you don't have the ability to correctly apply it, then you'll still be ignorant," which 100% could not have said that better.
Agreed.
You want to read that last one, T?
Sure. Unc said, "You can be smart and still have street smarts. You learn from OGs from their mistakes, and they do tell you to get right with school to be smarter than they are." They do. They absolutely do. They encourage that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think to that point too, book smart and street smarts, they go hand in hand.
Agreed.
It's not always one or the other.
I think a balance of both is what makes someone well-rounded. It's not more one way than the other, because I feel like if you go too far either way,
Mhm.
it's not beneficial to you, or it's not necessarily a good thing.
Mhm.
You got to have a
Mhm.
little bit of both. You got to be able to kind of be like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, just flexible, where you can flex from one side to the other.
Adaptable.
I can't sit here and have a conversation with someone who's just street like like lived life in the streets, like, and like that's all you can talk about. It's like, okay, that gets very boring, right? I want someone who's going to challenge my thoughts and like apply that pressure of, well, I read this in a book, and like, yeah, but how true really is it? Like, let's dig deeper there, right? Let's dive deeper into that, and then can still have a conversation with someone about life, but it's like, but how surface level is that? Like, let's dig deeper in that. Like, it can't just be one-sided conversations.
Agreed on all of it.
So let's talk about like pros and cons of being book smart and street smart. So because we're kind of alluding to that, like there are some pros and cons to each one. I mean, in some scenarios, it is better to be book smart, and in other situations, it's better to have that street smart skill set.
Yeah. Go ahead, sure.
No, I was just gonna say, I don't think that. I mean, I think there's pros, right? But as far as the cons for me, I don't really think there's any cons to being either, right? I think it's, you get into the cons when you're too far on one side of the scale. I think that's when the cons come into play, because then again, you can't have a well-rounded conversation. You can't be in environments. You can't put yourself in different environments. You're kind of stuck in one environment if you're one way or the other, right? So I think that's when the cons come into play. But I don't think, for the most part, if we're talking about a person who's well-rounded, can be in a room full of CEOs, but can also go hang on the block, because we deal with these type of people. Like, I think you have to have a good balance. And again, street smarts isn't about just being on the block, hanging out. I'm not talking about just that, but these are the gaps, right? You have those people who kind of come up off that and really dive into this side or really dive into that side. And if you can chop shit with both of them, then I feel like you're in a better place than someone who's far left or far right.
Yeah, and I was gonna say too, like, I don't think I agree with that. The pros are what kind of stand out, right? And the cons come later. But I will say, like, for me, the cons are dependent on your surroundings and your environment. Because if you're in an environment where being book smart is going to be what gets you to succeed and thrive, and that's who you're surrounded by, is just book smart people of the same mentality as you, right? Then I think you would thrive heavily in that situation. There'd be no cons, right? Whereas if you put a book smart person in a street life mentality and surround them by those people, man, they'd get eaten alive. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. It's like, if someone is too street, too this, too far left, right? And you put them in the mix with a bunch of really educated people, they might feel like they're less than, because they don't have that side of the spectrum too much. So that's why I'm saying, like, to me, agreed, the cons come when you go either one way or another, but it also depends on your surroundings and what you're around. Because that street smart person that got put in the books and felt little can be a fucking superhero over here on this side, with other people of the same mentality. So again, it's just dependent. It kind of depends on the scenario, really.
Yeah.
With that said, there's another comment in our YouTube from Shisui. I think that there are multiple forms of intelligence, including street smart. However, every person I've met who has claimed to be street smart was definitely not. Again, your surroundings.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, is also the context of what you're using street smarts for, because street smart is not always a deceptive thing. It's not always, a hustling mentality. Sometimes that street smart is just your ability, your real world problem solving abilities. That is what I think when someone says that they are street smarts, it's something that is more applicable to real life scenarios. It's not, I didn't learn this from a book. I learned this from experience. So when you're saying street smart, that's what I'm thinking in my head, is the adaptability and problem solving,
Yes.
not just like hustling and deceiving. And I say deceiving
Correct. Yeah.
because sometimes, people think street smart is like, oh, I can find workarounds. I don't know the right answer, but I'll get an answer kind of thing.
No, yeah, that's not the case. Yeah, agreed. And I think the same thing. I think it's what life has taught us. It doesn't mean we're out here hustling. It means like I lived in my wholesome little household, but I've been through some shit that have taught me things, and I've therefore evolved and grown and learned from them and can better adapt in certain other situations now because of it. Like that's street smart to me. Jada Countess's comment. I'm gonna leave that one over there. If you want to see it, go watch us live on Instagram right now.
I like to kind of bring the difference between me and my mom into perspective because I did go to college.
Mhm.
I only got an associate's degree. It's not like I went and got a master's or anything, but I still went to college. I still got a higher
A
education.
degree is a degree.
A degree is a degree, first of all, but I did get some type of higher level of education than
Mhm.
her. And there are some parts where I am book smart, and the life experiences that she's had, she is just as successful as I have been without the book smart necessities. So you can still get to the same type of success doing either routes or having either experiences. I think she started out as like a CNA in a nursing home, and now she is like top notch HR, managing so many fucking buildings and shit. Like, and that's not with a degree. That is pure life experience that she got on her own, and she's still a successful person.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't
And
get
I
a
couldn't
degree.
get that with my degree. So
Yeah, I don't have a degree. I've gone through higher education and decided it wasn't for me and stepped away from it, and I also had some babies, right? But, like, I don't have a degree, and I've been in senior management levels. You know, I've made good money throughout my life without a degree. I've run circles around people with degrees in the same career that I was in because I had the experience. You know, I had done the work. I had gone through the ups and downs that come with experiencing things in real life to help me become a better like problem solver. Do book smarts also apply to that? Yes. Because the fact that I have been able throughout my life to pick up and read a book and learn to assess things in different ways. Books have sometimes made me a more open-minded person because I'm reading somebody else's opinion that I might not necessarily agree with. So
Which
like,
requires you to think
yeah,
deeper and
exactly.
to adjust to it. But again, you have people who can be told something, right?
Mhm.
Let's just take the election, for example. You can have people who are very closed minded who believe everything that someone tells them.
Mhm.
When people who have either experienced things in life have just, like gone through things in life are going to be like, hold on. Let me run that back and process that again differently
Right.
because this may not, this don't sound like what it's cracked up to be, right? People use that term all the time. Like,
Right.
but you have people who are just like, what he said is truth. Like, nah, like you have a brain of your own. And that's the problem. Like, I feel like not all, but some, and a lot of people who are just book smart don't have a brain of their own. They tend to lean on whatever's being told to them and being fed to them through books, through teachings of different sorts. It's
Which
like,
they claim to be fact
yes, like you have to be more
because it's
open
written on a
minded. You
piece of
have
paper
to be
somewhere.
able to do your own research, find your
Mhm.
own facts. Like if we believed everything that we saw on the internet, like we'd be fucking fools, right?
I mean,
But
we
you do
are, but
have people that do.
yeah.
You have people that do. And so it's like
Mhm.
it's that part. Like you have to be able to make your own conscious decision
Yes.
of understanding what you're reading or seeing.
Mhm.
And people don't do that. And I think that's a lot of people who cut the life experience part off
Yeah. Yeah.
or don't
J
apply it.
Right. Jaded Countessa in our Instagram said, if I need my battery changed, I'm going to a person familiar, in all capitals, with the task. Reading a manual may not do it as well as an engineer.
Mm.
Good point. Team Heartthrob, aka Unk, said, I don't use the same level of language as y'all do, but I do understand.
Hey.
I use degree. Yeah,
He said, I don't have a degree. I use a degree.
exactly. And then Jaded Countessa said, I trust a single mom who is used to keeping her car running more than a fresh engineer graduate. Yeah. You know, them people that got to fix their car every week because they can only afford a little rinky dink car, for now until they step their game up a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah. If they've had to change their, tires and their oils and all of these things more often than not.
I mean, but there are some cases where I would prefer someone who is more book smart than street smart in some scenarios.
Yes. Depends what we're talking about, though.
Yeah, it's definitely, yeah.
For
Well,
me,
To
it
your
really
point,
I'm
Charles,
finding
you said,
people with a balance.
along the lines of like, not in a political sense, like I can consider someone who is street smart because it's applicable to them, but as far as like running the actual government, I don't think I want street smart. I would want book smart as far as like withholding the law. I think I don't know. I just feel like there's some type of sense. I would prefer someone who is book smart in that type of scenario than street smart.
I need
I
someone with
prefer a
balance.
balance.
Yeah, I need
I
someone
prefer
with
a
balance.
balance. Yeah, because right now I feel like you have a government, right? That you have people in government right now who could be considered book smart, right? Because of everything that they've read in a book. But do they understand how the world works? Do they understand how people survive or don't survive? And that's the problem that we're having now. Is like we live in a world where you have a silver spoon in your mouth and you're being fed this, but what about everybody else? People who weren't born to that, weren't born in that life. You're stripping them of everything that they have because you don't understand how the world truly works. We have people who make all these laws and provide all these assistance, like, and I'm just speaking from personal experience, and I always say, like, the system is not set up for people to succeed, right? I literally get up and go to work every fucking day. So make this make sense for me. I get up and go to work every day and I'm looking for childcare for my child because yes, unfortunately I don't make enough to pay for childcare, pay for a living, the cost of living and everything else that's happening in the world, right?
Right.
But a woman who sits at home, gets money from the government every month, gets food stamps from the government every month, sits at home on her ass, can get free childcare. Make
That's
that
street
make
smart.
sense for me.
Because how are you doing that? And how can I get
Street
there?
smarts, how are you doing that?
But make that make sense for me.
Mhm.
But these are the laws that people have in place because they think that this is what works, not what's going on in the world. So again, yes, I want you to have some form of book smarts, but also be involved in the world that you're living in and what's going on in it.
Yeah.
Because like just that one thing as an example doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Well, okay, hot take. Because like in a way, yes, I do agree in a sense, but with someone who has experience, you kind of said something that kind of triggered it, that if I have experience as a middle class working family, then I'll know how to apply the law basically, right? But you only have that one experience.
Perspective. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and for me, like in that government political aspect, a book smart would have an idea of how it should be governed overall, not just what's going to benefit what is applicable to you, because you can only speak to that on experience.
Yeah, no, I'm
You
not
have
just
some type of
like
limitations with that.
I'm not saying you've only lived in that one experience, but you're on the ground. You see different people in different environments because that's just like saying, and I feel like the reason why the system is the way it is because yes, you're book smart, but you could afford that level of education, right?
Oh, good.
So
Mhm.
again, you're really only dealing with a certain group of people.
Yeah.
Kind of in that aspect too. We can say like book smart people are the same. Yes, I may come from the middle class, so yeah, I may be around more people of that class, but I feel like if you're coming from a higher level of education, you went to Harvard or Yale, you're only hanging out with
Mm.
people in the higher
Right.
class. So it can go both ways. And I think that's why the system is the way that it is, because you do have people who are only surrounding themselves with these type of people. You have to have a balance. You got to be able to see, like they say, you got to give the CEO and the janitor the same
Yes.
respect, right? I come from
Mhm.
that. You have to give them the same respect. Just because you're middle class doesn't mean because you went to Yale, you're better than me. Like, no. So it's like, again, I think it has to be a
Mhm.
balance. It can't just be one-sided. I honestly feel that with everything. I don't think there's a situation where I prefer someone to be one thing over the other. And that's in any situation. Doctors, anything. Because how are you a doctor? You're okay. You could be a doctor. You're working in the maternity ward and you telling me I'm not in pain. Bitch, you ain't never had no kids. You don't know what the fuck this feel like.
Right. Mhm.
The
You'll
fuck?
be okay.
Because you read a book,
Yeah.
you went to school, you went in your office and Googled WebMD, you feel like you better than me, girl, go sit down somewhere. Like, so I don't think that
Yeah.
any one way or the other in any scenario works for me. I think like you have to be well rounded in any department that like we're talking about, that I would feel comfortable dealing with
Mhm.
somebody.
And
I think the only way is like, if I'm gonna shoot out, please give me somebody that streets and hood that's gonna get me up out of this. It's probably the only thing.
no, like, yeah, that's the thing. Like going back to what Bianca was talking in her example about like a political leader of some sort, right? It's like if you have the one that's just book smart, then that's all they're referencing to. They're referencing to, well, I was taught
Yeah,
this,
it's theoretical.
this. Yes, I was taught this. And I might be smart enough, even in that aspect, I might be smart enough to open multiple books that might give me differences of opinions, but I'm still focusing my things, like you said, on something theoretical. Whereas life experiences will tell you, hey, you know what? I I know because I went through this, right? So those are the two ends of the spectrum. And sometimes both can be very stubborn in their own ways. But if I have someone that has balance, then they're smart enough to know, you know what? I alone can't make this decision. I need people that give me this perspective and then people that also can give me real life perspective. And I need to get all the information in order to make the right decision. And that's the balance that like I wish more people had.
Yeah.
It's like just don't assume things because a book told you, but also don't assume things because it only happened to you. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell my husband all the time, like, just because you grew up that way doesn't mean that everybody else did. You know what I mean? Like, just because you grew up with that perspective doesn't mean that I have to have the same perspective as you. But the balance is what makes, to me, people more open-minded. And that's what I love, is that open-mindedness, that balance there. Unc said, but if y'all do know anyone selling them stamps, let me know. Jada Contessa said, hopefully you're using those books to ensure that you're finding a good sample size and creating great outcomes. Exactly. It's like,
Yeah.
but you have to have some life experience to know I'm not going to find everything in a book. Like,
But like that balance is going to help bridge that gap between
Yeah.
making those moves. You have that theoretic of how it should be, what is the supposed outcome, and the reality of what your environment or what the problem is, and just trying to find that middle, to bridge that gap.
I think the part that I've experienced, and this is just me now talking about my own personal experiences with people that were very heavily book smart, like that leaned really far to that side. They valued um like a sense of like status more than what people are actually emotionally going through sometimes. Like, I knew people that like, I had a manager one time that I was we were hiring new people for the team. Mind you, I was one of her top performers, okay? No degree, top performer, right? And she's talking about, oh, this next person that we're going to hire, they need to have, bachelor's in this. And I was like, well, or experience. Can we do something where experience can outweigh that if they don't have it? And you know what she told me? She said, if I don't make the degree a requirement, then it's like me saying that my degree doesn't matter. And I was like, oh, okay, I see what kind of person you are. Got it. You know what I mean? And that unfortunately has been some of my experiences. Or like I've had friends that are super duper book smart. Like they have their masters in multiple things. And they're like, yeah, if I meet somebody, they need to have a degree. They need to do this. They need to do that. They need to. And I'm like, okay, setting standards is a good thing. I'm not going to knock that. Right. But like,
But be
but can you be
realistic.
a real human being as well? And understand that sometimes circumstances don't allow for people to have degrees. And you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's like, to me, again, either way, because I could say the same thing about the other side, is too judgmental in a way. Like just come to a little middle ground, come to some kind of compromise where you got a little bit of both, and it can just be better that way. Jada Katissa apparently liked what we were saying.
I feel the snaps. I feel like she's
I
doing the
felt like
snaps.
she was snapping. She said, "Ooh, say that." They both have value and a place. Exactly. And when you learn to marry the two, you're dangerous. Yes. You are unstoppable, because it takes finesse to be able to do that,
Yeah.
You again, you have to be agile. You have to be able to bend in ways that not everybody can.
Yeah.
So there's a benefit if you use it wisely.
I think that's a good way to end it, to say that they both have value.
Yes.
At the end of the day, you're still learning something. You're still evolving. You're still experiencing something. You're still learning. You're still passing shit on.
Mm-hmm.
You still get your education one way or another, whether you paid for it
Or you didn't. Yeah.
you didn't.
Or you went through it.
Mm-hmm.
But I also tell people, learn smart in the life learnings type of way. Learn from other people's mistakes wherever you can, instead of you having to go through that shit. I know there's a lot of people that unfortunately have to go through it to learn from it. But wherever you can, try to learn from other people's mistakes, because it'll save you from a lot of shit and still give you the smarts, right? So, yeah. Any other closing remarks before we go, since we are at the top of the hour?
I say, if you're going to choose to be book smart or more lenient towards the book smart, make sure it's up-to-date books, because it may not be applicable to your real life now.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Work smarter, not harder. Yes. Thanks, Huck. That's my motto. Shari, any closing remarks? No. She's like, I'm good. She's like, I already laid all this shit out on the table. All right, B, if anyone out there doesn't know how to find us on all our social media or listen to our podcast, let them know how they can do that.
If you're not already, then you can like, follow, and subscribe to us on our social media. That's Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at It's No Secret Podcast, and our TikTok as well for highlights at It's No Secret Podcast Live. And if you can join us every Wednesday night for our live stream, then you can definitely listen to us on audio on Spotify and Apple Podcasts on Sundays.
Yes.
And remember, until next time, it's no secret.
Bye.
Bye.